Hello, and welcome. I am Scrapperlock, and this is City of Heroes on the Rebirth server with Iron Man mode. We are now playing a villain. I know I said I wasn't going to do much villain role-playing, but this guy is a villain. That's who came to me. His name is Lethal Exposure. Can't have a hero named Lethal Exposure, and he is a radiation corruptor. So he's going to be irradiating people and making them sick and making them, I don't know, mutate. And so I don't think a hero would be mutating people and making them sick, and sounds like a villain. So this is an evil radiation guy who's here to take over the Rogue Isles. Goodness knows how long he will live. We've begun with two powers, the X-ray beam and the radiant aura, which is a point-blank AoE ally heal. I think it will also heal me. Usually that's how point-blank AoE heals work, but we'll have to wait and see what happens when we get into our first combat. So we're in the tutorial. We're going to stay right here. We shouldn't die in the tutorial, but again, if we die, that is the end of this character. It is Iron Man mode, and so that means that we cannot res, and in our last episode, we watched at level 19 our hero, Captain Cyclone, who was a Guardian, die ignominiously to and a lieutenant. So one of the things we do here is when we have to pick a contact, we roll dice. 1 to 3 is the first one. 4 to 6 is the second one. So we roll and we get a 3. So that's Jimmy Dortz, and that's who we pick. Right? We don't get to choose for ourselves. We must randomly select. So where's Jimmy Dortz? What happened here? Alright, so we got Jimmy Dortz. Yes, okay, there we go. So I guess I didn't click the yes. So this is the tutorial, and we will play this character until he gets his first faceplant. If you want a refresher on the rules, let's just quickly go over them. So here are the rules as I've written them to myself. I'm going to have to re-email this to myself before they expire. If we are defeated, it's permadeath. We delete the character. And if you look at the last episode of this playlist, you'll see that I did delete Captain Cyclone, and this character is in his slot. Once inside an instant, we cannot leave it for any reason. To do so, whether it's go to the hospital, running out to get inspirations, whatever, will mean defeat. Inside an instance, if we have leveled up in that instance, we can use 1 res if available. Once we leave the mission as defeat, we can't trade down any influence or infamy from any other characters. We may use the auction house to buy and sell things. Difficulty can be increased, but can never be decreased for any reason. So once I up it to +1, which we're going to do eventually, if the character lives long enough, Captain Cyclone didn't, I can't bring it back down. So we start at +0, we can never drop down to -1, and we can never drop down to +0 once we go to +1, and so forth. If a full set of generic IOs on all primary and secondary powers can be afforded, whether I buy it or not, we must set the mission difficulty to +1. That may be at level 22, depending. If we haven't been able to do that for some reason by level 38, we still have to go up. At level 38, no matter what happens, we have to go up by +1 again. So if we're on +1s, we got to go up to +2. If we're on +0 all the way up to 38, because we couldn't afford SOs for some reason, we'd have to then go to +1 at that point, SOs or not. And at level 48, all missions must be set on +2 or higher. And then level 50, if we get there, the permadeath is removed. I don't expect this character to get there. I'm not used to corruptors at all. And so it's highly likely that we will get killed, and probably ignominiously the way we did with the Guardian. Now, I'm not going to read all of the text and everything because you guys have seen this already, and this is just a tutorial teaching us how to play, and we already know how to play. We shouldn't die in the tutorial, but you never know. And once this character dies and faceplants, that is the end. I hope it lasts for a little while. I haven't ever played a corruptor past level about 5 or 6. So I'd like to see. This character is going to be a flying character because I think it just makes sense with the powers that he has, that he would fly, not teleport, not super jump. And maybe super speed actually would be relevant. I think we're going to do flying mostly just because of how frustrating the Rogue Isles can be. in terms of the vertical relief and travel. So our mission is to defeat 2 thugs. And we have X-ray eyes, which is pretty cool. I like that. So what radiation does, let's take a look at the info here. So what radiation does is, in addition to the damage that it's doing, it also reduces the target's defense, which makes the next shot easier to hit. So one of the things we want to make sure, once we've got our character sort of developed, if we get there, is you want to, I think, the way to do this is put massive accuracy buff on whatever you're going to use as your opening attack, and then that will possibly an AoE, and that will then reduce everybody's defense, and then all of your other attacks will hit that much easier. So we're going to defeat 2 more guys. And now we're just going to head back and talk to this guy again. And you know, one thing I did not do, I'm not sure what combat attributes we're going to want to have on. I think we're going to want just some basic stuff, so smashing defense, energy defense, and maybe, probably not sonic defense, nobody gets sonic defense, then lethal resistance, which is the same as smashing resistance, maybe fire and resistance, energy resistance, and toxic resistance. So we'll monitor those. I don't think those defenses are going to go up much at all. We're going to want to look at our accuracy bonus, our to hit bonus. That's higher than normal because we're level 1 and it allows you to do that. Our damage bonus. And then I think what I want to monitor, there's a place to do your last 2 hit. Last hit chance. So we should see that that is going to move up as we progressively hit guys. So now we have to talk to the Arachnos pilot, and he's going to have us set a bomb in here, blow up the Zig, and get out. We're going to take flight pretty much as soon as we can, so that we can move around the Rogue Isles really quickly. Again, I know I'm not like a super fan of City of Villains, and I said I wasn't going to do it again, but that's just what this character said to me. It spoke to me as a villain now. If I weren't doing Iron Man mode and I was planning to take this character for sure all the way to 50 despite any deaths, I probably wouldn't do a villain, and I probably would have made up somebody different. But I've never played Radiation before, and I want to try it, and because it's Iron Man mode, I figure, you know, we're only going to have this character for 20 or 25 levels or something, so, you know, why not? We'll try it. It's very freeing, Iron Man mode, because you're not like permanently, it's not a main character, right? You're not permanently locked into this character. You're just sort of, to some degree, you're sort of trying it out, right? If I love Corruptors and love Radiation, then I'll make up a real one and get him to level 50. But this one, it's Iron Man mode. We're going to try to do as best we can, but if we fail, like I did with Captain Cyclone by getting overconfident with an Anathema that was a +1 lieutenant, and running out of heal inspirations and stuff, well, you know, it happens. No biggie. I mean, in the real game, it's no biggie either, because you just go to the hospital and come back. But here, it's permadeath and permadefeat. So what you're going to watch is we have a high to hit now. As we go up in level, you're going to see that whatever the first shot is going to be my lowest chance to hit. And then as additional shots come out, we're going to have higher and higher chances to hit. You're here to rescue me. I just rescued you, buddy. I really like these I-beams. They're cool. Now, one of the things is the Corruptors. Generally, Corruptor power sets have a couple of abilities that are usable on allies. We're just going to skip those because we don't have any allies. And I hear the bomb. Let's set it. And we've leveled up and completed the mission. We're level 2. So we'll see how far our Corruptor gets relative to our Guardian. Will we get further? Will we get not as far? This character is going to have to adjust difficulty and immediately go after bosses at all times because we want to do that. I mistakenly didn't do that with our Guardian. And so he survived a little longer than he probably should have. My guess is he would have died in the previous episode with all the bosses that we should have been facing and we're facing as lieutenants. So I did Kalinda last time, so we'll make Burke the Mercenary our starting contact. And we are in the Rogue Isles. Is this Burke? This is Operative Kuzmin. Where's Burke? Why is Burke not on here? That's a little weird. Kalinda's there. I don't know. Interesting. Alright, so we will talk to this guy then, I guess. Welcome to Mercy now. Get out. Go kill some longbows. But before we do that, we're going to train up. We're level 2. Next level. So radiation infection. This is a debuff. Minus 25% to hit on the target. And minus 25% defense. We're going to eventually want to do that. Irradiate is lethal amounts of radiation. Oh, this is an AoE. Damaging all foes. And it lowers their defenses. I think we're going to take Irradiate. Let's get an AoE right away. In case we get surrounded or something. It's going to, of course, aggro everything, the daylights out of everything, but we're solo, so everything is going to aggro to us anyway. Right? Like in a group, you might want to be careful about that. But as a soloist, I think that, yeah, we may as well, like, you may as well aggro them. Why not? Okay, so level 4, we're going to get flight. We'll be able to move everywhere we want around here. Where is this thing? 67 yards this way. Let me bring up the map. That might help. Zoom in. Why am I not able to get to this? Here we go. Alright, so just defeat longbow. Let's do our AoE. It doesn't do a lot of damage, it just weakens them. Okay, that's fine. I think we're going to be focusing a lot on our attacks rather than our debuffs because we need to do damage to these guys. Right, a debuff isn't going to do it. Right, it does a dot, but it doesn't do that much damage. Let's see, does our heal do us? Yeah, it does. Excellent. So that's going to need to be 6 slotted. Easy enough. 6 slotted being 3 slots for the healing ability and 3 slots for the recharge. So now we'll go back to Kuzmin, sorry. And available missions. Interrogate the longbow prisoner. Let's break his leg. And now there are 3 codes to get from the longbow. Again, I'm not reading all this because we've done this before, or something similar to it with Tiger Strike, or not Tiger Strike, gosh, no, Nightmare Lass. So lethal exposure here is hopefully not going to aggro too much stuff. Alright, so we need to find 3 key cards. So one thing I've got to watch out for is just, you've got to be real close when you do that PBAOE. It's a nice opener, because it does give you bonuses to hit and everything. But it can get you killed if you're too close. We don't want to die right away, right? Two more key cards, so I probably got to defeat the lieutenants, I guess. Let's do a pull. And when you see the green cloud around them, that means that they are being debuffed. It's really nice because you can see how long they're being debuffed without having to like look at anything. Let's see, move these around. Wrong way, there we go. Oh boy, I ran into 2 others, that's not good. Let's heal up. Yep, and what I've got to remember with this guy is to watch out for the mez, like knockdown, right? Because there's Scourge, so that is the Corruptor's ability. I'll show you what that is in a sec. The respawns are super fast in here, so I think I'm going to start backing him out, just because I don't want to aggro. You see those guys just respawned. I don't want to aggro too many guys. So this is one of these things where they probably had the respawn rate lower when it launched, and people complained that there weren't enough of these guys to defeat. And so then they had to make the respawn rate faster because players were complaining that, you know, they weren't able to succeed, and they had to wait. They were spawn camping and stuff, so they made them respawn even though you're in sight of them and stuff. But now that there are so few players, this is just going to be really slow, right? Because I have to get in there and click on these things, but I'm going to have to defeat these guys, and every time you defeat them, they resummon. This is going to take a really long time. Let's click on this real quick. At least it doesn't take that long. Can I get it? Whoa, 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 whoa. I think that's stupid. I almost killed myself. What, like, what? Yikes. Can you imagine? Set up the bomb, blow up, die. Level 2. I have the feeling, guys, that this character is not going to live as long as our Guardian. Especially the Rogue Isles are much more brutal. It's like, it's all hazard zones. There's a little bit of areas like this that are safe, but there are very few safe areas, and it's pretty much the whole thing is a hazard zone. So... Alright, so we need to destroy the longbow base on Mercy, but before we do that, we're leveling up to level 3. And we're going to go ahead and do that one and that one. We've got to remember we've got to put in health and stamina, health and stamina, which we will be doing shortly. But now we get some more inspiration slots. That will help. Come on. You know what, guys? I'm going to go ahead and check our email here. We got a whole bunch of account items. Let's not worry about that. And so in here, we do have a few of these. Let's claim one. Just in case we need to heal, since we don't have any heal inspirations right now. And now we're going to head over to the longbow space in Mercy. And I think with this mission, we will finish this episode. Maybe we'll get to level 4, not sure. And we definitely want flight, because without that, we're going to just get constantly attacked as we run through this area. Like, look at these guys. There's like a whole line of them. And here we go. No toggles right now for this character. I assume it will eventually have some. And there's the longbow base. I need to change my chat boxes here too. I'll do that off screen. You guys want some AoE? Take it. Alright, and we now do have a legit heal. We've got endurance here. Let's go ahead and take a damage. I'd really like to get some luck. Oh, I'm pretending to be a longbow now? Okay. Sneak into longbow's main planning room. But I think we're going to have to fight them on the way out. Can't do anything to him. Okay. Now listen to their plans. Okay. Overload the computer to trigger an explosion, and then we are probably going to get into a fight. Defeat Golden Palm and Sergeant Kinney. Alright, well I think we're going to start with Golden Palm. Let's go ahead and debuff them both. Oh boy, not good. Alright, we got Golden Palm. Let's heal up. Alright, so we took him out. Now we need to rescue that guy we saw and defeat the longbow ambush. I guess we'll rescue him. I'd really rather kill him, but okay, we'll rescue him. So now we just have to defeat the longbow ambush. It looks like there it is. Come on. Yeah, we definitely want to put recharge on that. And definitely want to put heal on that. Actually, it recharges pretty fast. How much endurance does it use? It uses a lot of endurance. We might want to put double recharge, single endurance, or maybe even single recharge, double endurance. Get out of the longbow base. Yes, we're trying. And there we go. And I believe that that completes the mission. So now we're going to call our contact. And he says, great. Be introduced to a new contact, either Firewire or Dr. Weber. We're simply going to do our old trick of rolling, guys. Interact, decide, roll dice. 1 to 3 is Firewire. 5, we're doing Dr. Weber. And that completes this episode, I think. We'll head back to base. We're very, very close to leveling up. So in the next episode, we should get to level 4 and be able to fly. And then after that, we're going to continue getting attack powers and some defense powers, or whatever these support powers. And we'll see how far we get, folks. So I think what I'm going to do is put that there and that there. Okay. So here's Dr. Weber. Take a mission from him. We need to defeat 10 RIP guys, but we're going to stop here. Until next time, I am Scrapperlock, and this has been City of Heroes, Iron Man, on the Rebirth server.